Yeah. Street. Yeah. You already know what it is, man. Yeah. Okay. They said big kill streak, I wanna be like you. Wanna walk, wanna talk, get my knee like you. Goddamn.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Sean Ford, aka Big Kill Streak. You can check out my music on my other channel at Big Kill Streak, but that's only if you want to. So have y'all heard about this alien gun? Or the Alien? I believe the actual name is the Laugo Alien. It's is it 9mm? I believe it's a 9mm pistol. It's new on the market. I'm sure y'all been seeing it in headlines and videos, etc., etc. But what we're gonna do today is take a look at it being tested by Brandon Herrera. Shout out to Brandon Herrera, another channel I like to watch on occasion. I'm sure y'all know about him, have heard of him, etc., etc. I believe this gun is, they said it's a $5,000 pistol. Now me, I can't afford that. What I have is a IWI Masada. Now, this is not my EDC. I'm only carrying it right now because I'm letting my girlfriend carry my Taurus G2C because her Taurus G2C, her rear sights messed up. I had to order new ones. I still haven't installed them yet. So she still has my subcompact Taurus G2C. So right now I'm carrying my full size. This is actually my first pistol purchase, the IWI Masada. It's about a $540 pistol, I believe. I got it for like, I think around $400 and maybe $380, 400 and some change. I forget. I got it at a gun show, got a good deal on it. Great pistol. It's just like a Glock, but it doesn't have a Glock name on it, so I didn't have to pay $500, $600, $700 for it. Of course, we got one in the chamber. Bam. I believe it's 17 plus 1. That plus 1 being in the chamber right now. Ooh, yeah. Always carry hollows, people. But yeah, we got the, it's got a great slide, great trigger action. You can see right now. It's got a great wall. All that good shit. But I digress. We're going to check out the Alien pistol. Something that is 100% more expensive. One in the chamber. Then my full-size IWI Masada. Let's get that round back in there. Oh. Blammo. 17 plus 1 in the head. Always carry one in the head, people. Never leave home without it. Let's just get right into it.
Alien.
Oh, shit, sorry.
Aliens. There's been an invasion of aliens happening in the United States.
A standoff between migrants and Texas state officials in Eagle Pass.
No, not those aliens. Well, I mean, yeah, that's still happening too. But I mean these aliens. This right here is the Laugo Alien 9mm handgun. It's a sweet piece, very
Look at that thing, man.
And something I've had my eye on for years now, since basically it came out. And today I'm very happy to say I have one. So today we're going to talk about what makes it worth the price tag, if it's worth the price tag, and why this is probably the weirdest handgun I own. Aliens.
I apologize if he's holding the pistol in a way that my little box blocks it. But, yeah. Woo. Look at that slide action, man.
Okay, thank God we're out of ammo, because if you look behind you, we've run out of places to move back. It's an accurate handgun. Now, just because I think it's funny and it might piss off the purists, I'm gonna take what is now the most expensive handgun that I own. I don't think that's an exaggeration, I think that's actually true. Take the most expensive handgun I own and feed it the cheapest, shitty 9mm Wolf I could find. Because you know, I had an old saying on the channel, you guys might remember, if it can't handle the steel, it doesn't deserve the brass. So, let's see if she, see how she shoots.
They said this thing has virtually no recoil because of the side action. If he shows us closer, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about.
Ate it like a champ and begged for seconds. All right, we can keep feeding her brass. She earned it. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Laugo Alien. For real though, what is the Alien? The Laugo is a 9mm semi-automatic race gun with a very, very unique operating system, which makes this gun super cool. One of the biggest things that they bragged about when this thing first hit the market is how little recoil it has. Now, in my opinion, they kind of overhyped this when they first came to market. They kind of made it sound like a zero recoil kind of gun, but it's really neat the way that they go about it. I actually still genuinely like it. The first time I fired it, I was like, man, for over $5 grand, this better be, okay, I get it. For being a non-compensated handgun that doesn't weigh like 8 pounds, this thing does a really good job of mitigating recoil. And yes, to reiterate, this is a $5,000 gun.
$5,000.
You can tell it's cool because it comes with this nice case full of shit. It is actually really cool though because it comes with, you know, obviously your extra magazines and stuff, but it comes with a totally separate top rail that is iron sights, or realistically it comes with a separate top rail that has an optic with it. Everyone should be able to shoot iron sights.
So it comes with an optic.
Shoots better with a dot. That's why for the most of this video I have this bad boy on here. I like red dots and I cannot lie. Fellas, yeah! Now this isn't really a review per se. I hate that word. I don't like doing reviews. I'm a gun nerd. I think guns, gun operating systems, gun history, stuff like that's really cool. Just because this is a modern company, I guess that kind of is what makes it feel weird. There's a reason I typically stick to, you know, historic weapons, where I usually can't even speak the language of the company who built it and where the designer is dead. So like Glock. So yeah, I got paid $0 for this.
The legal cannabis industry has surpassed $36 billion. To grow, it needs people.
Laugo did send the gun, but they didn't, you know, it wasn't on the condition I did a video. I've just been wanting to do a video on one of these forever. You guys know me. I have been sitting on Gunbroker for years with my finger hovering over the trigger of possibly buying one of these. So when they reached out, I immediately said yes. So let's go over the manual of arms. So the Alien's fucking weird. Aren't we all? It's like your typical handgun. The entire slide moves. Like you could rack it off the optic. You know, you've got a lot of options here because the entire slide is, you know, it's just kind of one piece up top. The Alien is not like that. So you've got this top rail here that doesn't move while the gun fires, which is really cool because your optic stays in one place. And where it latches onto is tethered to the barrel.
Okay,
so that theoretically should be really good for your gun maintaining zero. I've even swapped between these while filming this video, did not re-zero the dot, and we were making hits at some pretty good distance. Speaking of the distance, if you can't tell, we are at Desperado Resort today. Thanks to Demolition Ranch for allowing us to use the property. So to say thank you to Matt, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm sure he appreciates it. Seriously though, thanks to Matt for
that I
allowing us to
recognize
use
this
properties.
range.
You know, helps us with filming range days when we have a place.
I was
to film
definitely
at,
going to
you know,
say, isn't this where
getting into
Demolition
gang
Ranch
wars
is
in downtown
shooting?
San Antonio. So anyway, yeah, slide moves back like so. You have your slide catch here on the left side, just like a normal, you know, typical handgun. Also access the slide release. There is no safety. In terms of safety, we have no safety. I mean, you technically have a safety in the way that a Glock has a safety, like, you know, you've got this trigger safety where you have to depress this piece of steel in the middle to be able to fire. Which, speaking of that, this trigger is one of the best triggers I have ever felt on a gun that does not have an exposed hammer.
It almost looks like a Halo pistol or something.
Nice. Like when I first picked this up after getting it out of the box, that trigger right off the bat impressed the hell out of me. Now, another thing I find interesting is that it is made by Laugo Arms, Czechoslovakia, a country I was under the impression didn't exist anymore.
We say Zimbabwe now, don't we?
Do we?
ADD break. On today's episode of What in the Hell has Matt been doing out here? Just a fucking face on the table. Feels like that episode of The Office. So I don't think there's any doubt that a 9mm handgun like this Alien here is going to punch through a White Claw, so I figured we'd make it a little scientific, change things up. Not that we haven't always been scientific.
Not that we went anywhere.
So I've got two White Claws here for the purpose of testing the difference in expansion between Full Metal Jacket and Fiocchi Frangible. Frangible ammunition, if you're not familiar, is a special bonded bullet that's meant to disintegrate when it hits its target, meaning it makes it safer to shoot things like steel from a really close range because you're not worried about frag and spalling coming back and hitting somebody. A frangible is usually used for things like, again, shooting steel up close, but the interesting part about it disintegrating like that is that you're also dumping 100% of your energy immediately, making it kind of a gnarly de facto hollow point. So will a White Claw be enough to demonstrate that?
I've never heard of this ammo.
I don't know. Let's find out together. All right, shooting a White Claw with a 9mm handgun for obviously the first time in this channel's history in 3, 2, 1.
Is the sponsorship White Claw?
Probably should be more worried about spilling an alcoholic beverage on this, $5,500 gun, but I'm really not. Now for the Fiocchi frangible. Let's see what the damage difference is. In 3, 2, 1.
Jeez.
All right, that did seem to be a bit more explosive.
Yeah, bro. That can basically
loaded,
disintegrated.
Clear. We're safe, boy. All right. So the frange definitely spewed a lot more White Claw back at me, which makes me think that like the inside of the can was a lot more just violently exploding outward. But it's also, you can tell that it kicked a lot farther away because the first White Claw, the lime here, just kind of barely knocked it off the table. Most of the energy went through and into our nice berm here that Mr. Carricker has built. The second White Claw just, yeah, ripped apart and it kicked it all the way back here. I don't even know where the top half went, to be honest. Oh, did it come back at me? Shit. Oh yeah, nope, sure enough it did. Holy crap, I didn't even see that. Yeah, top half ended over here somehow. So is frangible a better ammunition than full metal jacket for self-defense or for home defense? I don't know, it's not my job to tell you shit like that. I just know it makes a White Claw explode. So let's break down what's going on under the hood. Get up inside that alien. Not like that. Anyhow, you start out by pushing this pin up front, pulling that out, and this then allows you to push forward and remove your top rail here. What is really interesting about this is that it has a hammer located in this top rail. It's funky. So it's technically hammer fired, I guess.
Gun.
But you depress this here and this hammer slams forward. So depressing this hammer again, this is how it would look firing inside the gun. It's like a normal hammer, but upside down. What a neat little piece of weapon design. You already know. If you're interested in getting your start in gunsmithing and weapons technology, you can check out sdi.edu. We're in the t-shirt today. Links are in the description.
sdi.edu.
So next up, we have the inner workings of the gun. So we still have our slide here, but now you can see we have 2 rods up front. That's super interesting. I wonder what's going on there. Well, the left one here is our op rod, recoil spring, whatever you'd like to call it. To the right, we have, in my opinion, what makes this gun so damn cool. That is the gas piston, except just like the hammer, it's upside down, or at least backwards. Now, where a normal gas piston, let's say on an AK or something like that, you're feeding gas from the front of the gun into a piston, which actuates, the bolt carrier or what have you depending on the particular firearm. On the Laugo Alien, it's actually bleeding off gas and pushing it into this piston, keeping the slide forward, trying to keep the gun in battery for longer. This does a number of things, one of which is apparently cutting down on recoil, but for the second, you can have a fixed barrel, unlike something like a Glock, or really any weapon that would require the barrel to either rotate or tilt downward to actuate the weapon, which is most semi-automatic pistols. For example, on a Glock, you can see that when it unlocks, the barrel tilts starting at the chamber here. And when you're fully locked open, you could see the barrel clearly pointing skyward a little bit. Now, on a weapon like this, does that considerably affect recoil? No, but when you're trying to milk every advantage you can, and when you're working with a price tag like this, a fixed barrel does help, at least theoretically. But when you start stacking things like a fixed barrel, a fixed optic, you start to see some things stack up that might make this a very accurate handgun. Now, this gas delay system isn't new. This is actually something that you've seen a few other times in firearm history, including the HK-P7. Yes, the gun Hans Gruber used in Die Hard.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Now, another feature of this handgun that a lot of the competition guys will cream themselves over is that low bore axis, which is just the relation to where the barrel of the gun is to the rest of the handgun. Compared to something like a 1911 or a Glock, this bore is super low, which is really neat. Because unlike, say, a Glock or 1911, the operating system is actually on top of the gun, which should, again, help with a lot of the recoil mitigation. So now that we've talked about some of the things that make this gun so cool, the question is, how does it stack up against other handguns? So to make it a fair comparison for the Laugo Alien, I figured I would compare it with a gun in a similar price range. Not quite as expensive, but still very nice. So this is my Staccato XC. To now, this has been, I think,
that's a nice pistol,
it still probably is the favorite handgun I've got. I just have so much trigger time on it. Very nice guns. My favorite handgun, at least in the 1911, 2011 kind of space. If I was to do it again, I'd probably get the XL, but dude, this is that's nitpicking. The XC is, seriously, it is a very, very nice gun. And of course, 2011, that slide, butter smooth. So I figured we'd do a side-by-side comparison just to see like the recoil, how the gun shoots, comparing the Alien directly to the Staccato XC, and also my carry gun, which I will show you shortly. But I guarantee you it will not, it will not perform nearly as well as either of these two guns, because they're more, you know, comp guns, race guns. They're built to be nice. So your carry gun, I don't think should be a prim and proper safe queen. You know, I think it should be more of a dirty slut that just does anything you tell it to do. I don't feel great about that comparison, so let's just go ahead and get shooting. Got a handful of rounds in the Alien.
That is like next to no recoil.
Next up, the Staccato XC. Also very nice, very flat. Big fan. Comparing the trigger, I think the trigger on the XC is a little better, but I have to give credit to the Alien for having the best trigger pull for any non-exposed hammer-fired gun I have ever shot in my life. Now, if you'll excuse me for a moment.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
The Glock 43X. This has kind of become my daily carry gun just because the best gun to carry is the gun that you'll actually carry. So while I do love my Glock 19, that's all decked out, I find myself more and more just kind of reaching for the 43X just because it's just so small and it doesn't print hardly at all, just really easy to carry around on a day-to-day basis. Still has an optic on top and carries 11 rounds of 9mm. So
43X.
I love this one. A lot snappier. Really trigger pulls not nearly as good.
Recently.
Striker fire, it's a factory Glock trigger. You can probably see in the slower version that this gun is kind of trying to jump out of my hands a lot more. There's a lot of things that play into that. The lockup system, the fact that this is a smaller gun, it's a lighter gun. But while this is a gun that I do trust on a daily basis, it is not near the race gun status of the Staccato or the Alien.
What is a race gun?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Laugo Alien. Thanks to Laugo USA for hooking me up with this bad boy. Thanks to the Czechs for making this motherfucker. Thanks to Matt Carricker for allowing us to use the beautiful ranch out here. And thanks to God for giving us a beautiful day to film on, because it has been really, really fucking cold lately. Texas cold, the pipes freeze, people freak out. I don't want to hear it from you Minnesotans, you don't count. I kid. I love you guys. I love all of you for watching, and I love all of you for being subscribed and with that notification bell on, because you don't want to miss cool uploads like this one. I appreciate you staying to the end of the video, and as always, I will see you sexy YouTube mother lovers in Vegas next week, maybe. I don't know. I'll be there. Bye.
That's awesome. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it to SHOT Show. I think that's what he was talking about. Holy schmoly. I hope I was on full screen the whole time. So, you can get in the comments, tell me what y'all think about that. I think this will be the last video I shoot today because I am tired as hell. I just came from work. I work overnight, as some of you who have been watching from the beginning may know, because I have let a lot of you know a lot of different times. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about that, man. That's an expensive ass gun. It's a cool ass gun. It better be good for $5,000. I know that. Anyway, I want y'all to have a fantastical day and night. Thank you.
I see through the bullshit like I got UAV. I ain't talking watches when I say I got a new AP. Automatic pistol with a switch gon' rearrange his teeth. These little RIPs up in this clip gon' make him take a knee. sound. Red dot, steno clip grip with a backstop. Shout out all my niggas that been trapping on a back block. Speed racing in a foreign whip look like a matchbox. You a bad